Hello everyone, and welcome to another movie review. Continuing my Marvel Legacy series review, this time with the second movie in the X-Men franchise, X2, also known as X2 X-Men United, also known as X-Men 2, also known as X-Men 2 X-Men United. Yeah, I have no idea what's up with all the title variations. I guess they just thought X2 is kind of, nobody's gonna know that's X-Men 2, but I think that's the official title, it's just X2. But anyway, it released in May of 2003, directed again by Bryan Singer. Stars most of the same people from last time, if not all of them, with some new people such as Cumming as Nightcrawler, Shawn Ashmore as Iceman. So the reason that X-Men United is used sometimes in the title of the movie is that it takes place not long after the first movie, but this time the X-Men and the evil mutants, the Brotherhood of Mutants, have to work together to stop William Stryker, who's gonna, he's going after all the mutants. This movie is a lot longer than the first one, and, because of that, we're already introduced to the characters. We spend a lot more time getting to know some of the characters. Mostly the new characters, like I mentioned, Nightcrawler, Iceman, Pyro is also a new character. So we spend time, with them. I feel Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Storm are still just there just to stand around and do basically nothing throughout the whole movie, much like the first one. And at the end of the day, the movie is still about Wolverine. Wolverine's still basically the main character. Rogue is still an important part, but I feel like she's in it even less. Like I mentioned, William Stryker, he's the big bad, he's going after the mutants. And, the whole, conflict, it's mostly the same as the first movie. With the people not liking mutants and trying to take them down, but, this time it's more directly against the mutants, and also everybody in the world's in danger, because William Stryker's son is a mutant, Professor X couldn't help him, and now a whole lot of shenanigans there. It still feels very similar to the first movie in terms of the conflict. But William Stryker actually goes directly after them, so it feels more involved with the characters. They have to go on the run. The stakes for the X-Men themselves are higher because they have to go and help the other mutants from the school, the X-Mansion, the Xavier school, who have been kidnapped. So yeah, I think I like it more than the first movie in the terms of the conflict, but it's still very similar. And makes it kind of hard to talk about new stuff. The movie culminates with all the characters teaming up. They go back to where Wolverine got his adamantium claws, because that was a project, the whole Weapon X thing, led by Stryker in the past. So that kind of, has to do with the whole, my point on the conflict actually involving the characters a lot more. And being focused on Wolverine. So they all go there, but then in the end, Jean Grey has to sacrifice herself to save the X-Men. And I just don't, the movies have spent no time really getting to know, like I said, Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Storm. So when she dies, it just doesn't, it's whatever. You just stood there in the background, didn't really do anything. It was meant to be an emotional moment, but it almost felt like the movies forgot. They didn't really tell us anything about those three characters at all. So I don't really feel bad that Cyclops feels bad. I don't really feel anything that Wolverine feels bad, or Professor X, because, comic fans know the characters, but they didn't explain or explore them at all in the movies. They just kind of haven't done anything, so her dying is just a sort of, okay, whatever moment. The action is much better, evident by the Nightcrawler scene in the beginning of the movie, where he's in the White House trying to get to the president to tell him to, respect mutants and things like that. It's very well done. The Wolverine scene, when Stryker is, invading the X-Mansion with his soldiers, Wolverine's going around killing everybody. And there really wasn't much Wolverine killing people action in the first movie, so I appreciate that. There's no blood at all, but that's fine, because it still looks good. It's a little weird when Wolverine's stabbing people and they just kind of fall over, but it's still good. It's still a good action scene. The music is basically the same as the previous movie, nothing to say there. How the movie looks is a lot better. Visual effects are significantly better this time. The action, like I said, the cinematography and stuff looks much better. Mostly the same, but it's still better. It's still better. Sort of in the same conundrum I was at by the end of the first movie. It's fine. Like, there's nothing to really say. It's just, it's good. That's my score. It's good. You know, maybe you have similar thoughts about the X-Men series, X-Men 2 specifically. Maybe someone out there has a reason for why it's considered one of the greatest superhero movies of all time, because while I do think it's good, I think it's just good. There's nothing to really say about it. It does basically the same stuff the first movie does, but introduces new characters, explores those new characters, has characters team up more. The conflict is basically the same but more interesting. And yeah, it's just like very similar to the first, but better. So that's what I have to say about X2 or X-Men 2 or X2 X-Men United. Pick your title. That's going to do it. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Maybe you have similar thoughts. Maybe you don't. But that's going to do it. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.